SUP NERDS! Welcome back to my channel, guys! I'm kind of loving the messy pony vibe. I don't know, what do you think? Too messy? I don't know. Anyway, I am actually really excited for today's video. I don't know if I saw someone do this. I often get my video ideas, like when they're sit-down videos, I get them from like Instagram. Sorry, I need to change you there for a second. I usually get my video ideas from like Instagram and the shorts. I'm like, that'll be a good long video so I can talk to you guys about the products for real and not just like mention them in like a short. So that's where this kind of, I think that's where I got this idea from. If you guys saw the title, we will be talking about books that I feel like deserve more hype. There are so many books that I'm like, even if they're talked about a lot, I'm like, sometimes they need more hype. But these books here are the books that like genuinely one person has recommended them to me, and then the only reason why I hear stuff about them is because I follow like their page or something like that. Like, it's not necessarily, I don't hear YouTubers talking about these series and these books and stuff like that, or it's like one person here and there and I'm like, please, these deserve more hype. And so I'm so excited. First, if you guys like the underdogs, if you guys like, yeah, the books that need more credit, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Without further ado, let's just get started. I like went for a run and I didn't want to like shower and then film. So I was like, let me just film and then I'll like shower all this off and it'll be fun and dandy, you know? But now I'm sweaty and my window's even open. I wanted it to be like fall cozy vibes, so I was like, let's do the flannel. But now I'm a little bit steamy. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so first we're going to talk about standalones that deserve more hype. First, we have The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. I love this book so much. I thought it was so much fun. Like, it really is a book that I will like want to read every summer. I thought it was so cute, so much fun. I think the ending was perfectly fine. Like, I had no complaints about this book the entire time. There's a little bit more depth to it. There's so much to this story, but it's also fun and breezy, and the whole premise is that they're playing this giant game of assassin, and it's like a wedding, and the main girl, her sister used to be like the queen of assassin, but her sister passed away, and so that's why it's like a little bit deeper, you know. She's like struggling through certain things like friendships and stuff like that, but she meets this like friend along this way that he's the groom's brother along the way, and they kind of form this friendship, this connection. It just is so cute. Just so much fun. It's so cute. Everything about it was so cute, and so I'm just like, I have no complaints. I do think people like this book, but when I first like heard about this, I actually heard mixed reviews, which is why it took me so long to read this. I heard like some people didn't love it, whatever, or like had some issues with it, but I don't know what an issue could be because this book is so good and I think it deserves way more hype than it gets. This is needs to be a staple summer book for everyone. I keep like begging my friend to read this book. It is closed door, like I think it's, yeah, YA, like it's just a very fun summer read, and so I'm like, just add it to your TBR right now for summer. All right, this next one is actually, okay. This is Dear Erin by Mariana Zapata. Now, Mariana Zapata is hyped everywhere. People love her books. She's known for the slow burning, and I've read, this is one of 3 books I've read of hers. I didn't like either of the other 2, but this one for some reason just really did it for me. I love this book so much. I think this is so good because it's so unique. So this whole, like the first like 60% of this book, okay, maybe like, yeah, 60% I'd say of this book is only emails and direct messages back and forth between the main 2 characters. So this girl, I'm just gonna read the back. It says, Ruby Santos knew exactly what she was getting herself into when she signed up to write A Soldier Overseas. The guidelines were simple: 1 letter or email a week for the length of his or her deployment. Care packages were optional. Been there, done that. She thought she knew what to expect. What she didn't count on was falling in love with the guy. Like, okay, first of all, you got me hooked. So the first, again, 60% of it is just messages back and forth, and I love that in a book. It really was slow burning where I'm like, oh my gosh, can you please just meet already? But I want you to meet. Like, I love this. So like, it was just so much fun. And This book is incredible, and I don't hear anyone talking about this. I don't hear anyone talking about this when they talk about Mariana Zapata books, and I'm like, this is the best one I've read. So hello, talk about this. This book is incredible, and I know it's like so unique that it might turn people off, but I think that was just the best part about it. I loved it so much that I even was like, for a while, I'm like, I want my sister to read this, and I will just like tell her what chapter to skip, because there's only one chapter of like open door scene. There's one open door scene, but it's only one chapter, so you can make it closed door if you want to. And I might do that just so she can read that book, because it is so good. Okay, this book also, this one's a newer read to me, but oh my gosh. This is From the Embers by Ali Martinez. My one friend like sent it to me, but like she said like, oh, you should read this book, and I haven't heard anyone else talk about it at all. And I'm like, you're lost, because I've read this book, and this book is incredible. 5 stars. I think, yeah, these are all, I think these are all 5 stars. 4 or 5 stars. I think there's like 2 4 stars, but for the most part, they're 5-star books. They're all 5-star books. This is short freaking book, which I think is the best part about it. It's less than 300 pages. It is so intense. So much is packed in these like less than 300 pages, but you just love it. This is totally a binge-worthy book, a bingeable book. You can sit down, read it in a day, and you just will not stop. Can't stop, won't stop. You will not stop. So the premise of this one is just the it's insane. Like, you don't I'm not gonna say any spoilers, but like don't look up any spoilers, because this best part about this is like finding everything out as the characters reveal them, and so then you're like, oh my gosh, oh my god, oh my gosh. There's like juicy tea, there is, yes, but I'll tell you that there ends up being a fire, and this guy, the main guy, ends up bringing out a woman, but even the back says this, so fret not, but he says like, it says like, the woman he brought out is not his wife. And what I didn't know, well, what I'll tell you is that they both have, they both have kids that they have to take care of. And so they're trying to just figure this out, because they're like, you know, they were good friends in the get-go, which is why they were in the fire together. And so they're trying to just figure this out, being single parents together almost. And so it was so good. So good. I love it so much. And 10 out of 10 recommend. You need it in your life. Okay, this one I've talked about before, but I love this book so much. It's one of my favorites. It's 11 Paper Hearts by Kelsey Hartwell. Again, I haven't heard anyone talk about it. This is YA. This is the cutest thing. This is an amnesia romance, and I don't know why, something about it I love. So, again, the main girl, she has amnesia. She doesn't remember anything, and none of her friends, the doctor says, like, nobody tell her, like, what, because they want her to see if she'll find it out herself, and you don't want to confuse her, blah, 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 blah. I don't even know what I was saying. Anyway, her friends don't tell her, but she's like, something's wrong, like her friends are being mad sus, and like just random things are happening. Well, then she also starts finding these paper hearts. So someone wrote 11 paper hearts, different paper hearts to her that kind of take her to a place, or like she could find them at a place where they had some sort of memory there, to kind of hopefully spark some sort of memory within her. And I'm just gonna tell you, no, it's not what you expect. Like, it's not who you expect. It's not like, nothing is predictable, and so I like that. And it's just fun, and I've had all my friends read this. Like, I don't have that many friends, but like I tell them all, I'm like, please read this. This book is so good. Again, it's YA, closed door. Like, they don't even talk about that, anything. It's just very fun. I think they're seniors in high school. Like, it's super chill, and I love that. Also a bingeable book. This one's also super bingeable. This is Hello Stranger by Catherine Center. Now, recently, I feel like people have been talking about this a little bit, but like I feel like it's because it's in the book of the month. I feel like people will be like, oh, I'm gonna try to read this month, and like move on about it. And no one talks about, I haven't heard too many people talk about how good this book is. It is so good. Again, you are hooked. You could binge this in a day. I feel like this book is just also so unique. Maybe that's a theme here, but it's just also so unique and so like, you don't expect it. So this girl is actually an artist, and she gets into this competition where it could like change her life. But then she finds out that she has something and has to get surgery, and the surgery causes her to have facial blindness. So she's not blind, which is what I thought, that she was like completely blind, and I was like, that's so sad. Like, I don't want to read about that. But it's not like that. It's a little bit like, it's just fun, quirky kind of vibes. She's facial blind, so she could see a person, but then the face just doesn't add up. If you look it up, it'll show you, like, it's kind of like when people draw, like, you know, like a puzzle pieces of your face. That's what they described it as. Like, that's what she sees. She just doesn't put it all together. And so the cause of that is so much fun because it just makes the story juicy, but also like you do feel for her because she's going through this thing, but you see her overcome it. You see her laugh through it, make friends through it, like so much, and I love it. Her freaking sister-in-law was a crazy person, and then her dad was annoying, but like whatever. Little things that like make the story a full story that you love and appreciate, and you get to know all the characters and you get to love them or like hate the ones you should hate and that kind of stuff. I just love this book, and Catherine Senner, honestly, she's incredible. Is she one of my favorite authors? I mean, she's probably one of my favorite authors. Is she my top favorite author? No, but I feel like she just does something so right with closed door adult romance that is just unique, and I love that. Okay, this one is by, again, this is the only other single one I'm talking about. This is, okay, this is kind of not single, but whatever, it's hard to describe. This is Ali Hazelwood, Loath to Love You. So this is actually 3 short stories in one. Yeah, give it to me. You can buy them separately, but I, like, chose to buy them in one book. And I know people talk about how much they love Ali Hazelwood, but I'm like, specifically this book, or like these specific short stories are so good. I'm like, I mean, I get it, like no one's talking about short stories or novellas that much, but I'm like, this, you could read it as one whole book. It like stops in the middle, like a couple, like 100 some pages in, and like splits up, but it's so good. And all the 3 main characters are best friends, so you get to see them like in each other's stories. It's just a good time. It's so much fun. It's Ali Hazelwood, like yes, 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 and yes. Again, they're all still in STEM. The one story, like, she's going to Antarctica to try to do this project, but the person who sends her is, like, a weirdo who, like, doesn't care about people and, like, just wants the credit, and so, he, like, recklessly sends her, but then this guy, who may or may not be her enemy, like, wants to come save her. Like, this is a whole night. Again, Loath to Love You, so I believe they're all enemies to lovers. Oh, this first one was one of her teachers, her professors, like really loved her, like they were really close, and so she ends up like not, what is that word? She, like, in her will, I guess, I don't know, she gives half the house to her. So half the house is to her, half is to her nephew, the professor's nephew or whatever, or like whatever. And so they have to share this house, and they're like, bro, what? How are we gonna share this house? And so they have to figure that out. And then I don't remember the other one so much. I wonder, the other one was a civil engineer and her nemesis take their rivalry and love to the next level when they get stuck in the elevator. Oh yeah, they get stuck in the elevator together. It's just a good time. All of them are so good, and like no one talks about like these, so read them. If you love Ali Hazelwood, like buy this book. If you even want to try Ali Hazelwood and you just want some short like snippets, this is so good because you can stop and then like start a new story. It's not long, you know what I mean? So love that. Okay, these I want to mention because these are the same author but not a series. I don't know how to explain that. Whatever, these are just the same authors. This is both by Sally Thorne. I just feel like Sally Thorne deserves a little bit more hype because she's actually really good. I think she only has like 4 books out, and I'm like, I want to read them all because these were so good. So I actually am one of those people who loved The Hating Game, the book. I thought it was so good. It was so fun. I feel like the movie definitely did this book dirty because I feel like it leaves a bad taste in my mouth and other people's mouth. I feel like just the movie didn't help this, but the, what was I gonna say? Oh, but the, I forgot for a second there. But the book is so good. You actually feel like this is enemies to lovers. It's workplace enemies to lovers. And the thing about this is that they actually, like, compete against each other. You know what I mean? Like, people say enemies to lovers and they, like, kind of don't like each other. Or they, like, don't know each other. Or, like, they are not even, like, doing anything. Like, it's just, like, oh, we just don't. Like, it's, like, oh, he's my enemy. Like, it's just so stupid. This one, actually, they're like literally, they work across from each other, literally. Have two different bosses, because both their bosses, I think their bosses are like co-owners or whatever it was. And so, yeah, because their companies merged. And so it's like literally they're going head to head every single day. And I love it. It's like true workplace enemies to lovers. The banter was fun. Like, everything about this was fun. There were just some cute moments. I think about this book too a lot. When there was this paintball scene where they go paintballing as like a company, and she like apparently had like the flu but still decided to go, and then she like pukes all over the place, and like he helps her, he takes her home, he cleans her up, and you're like, kill me, this is so good. I wonder what page that's on. I don't know, I just loved it. I thought it was so good. And then this is Sally Thorne. This is second first impression. Now, again, this is a newer read to me, and this looks, honestly, look at this cover. It looks like it's going to be a horrible book. But I think that the problem that is not gotten across, that is not shown, okay, it's shown on the cover, but you don't understand the concept until you read the book, is that she's supposed to look like she's a grandma, and he's supposed to look like he's a cool guy, and you don't really, like, you can understand, yeah, she does look like a grandma, but he doesn't look like, they look just crazy sitting here. Then you're like, turtles, what? But again, apparently where she works for, like it's not a home, like, it's like a nursing home, but like a assisted living, I don't know, it's like a community basically. So she works in like the office, but like there are a bunch of properties there that elderly people live in. And so she's been working there for like 8 years or something like that. So she ends up dressing like the old people. Like, she wears like the glasses that hang around her neck. Like, that's the vibe she gives off. And so this guy comes to the boss's son just needs to get his crap together basically. And so he's forced to work, but I won't tell you what for, because that's the fun part. So they're forced to work together, and I also won't tell you how they know each other. But I love it because, yes, it's second first impression. Like, they have a first impression and then they get another one. But it ends up being fun. I gave this book 4 stars, so not 5 stars. Like, I think the rest of these I gave 5 stars. This one I gave 4 just because it was like a little bit really fast at the end. I mean, they really felt like they loved each other really fast, which I think is corny and fun and cheesy, which is why I loved it so much, but also why I was just like, there was no build up, you know what I mean? They were just like, oh, hey, like, I really like you, whatever, and then they were like in love and like quitting jobs for each other. Like, it was intense. But I really like this book a lot. I thought it was so much fun, and I think Sally Thorne needs so much more hype. Again, if you're looking just for fun reads, I think those are so much fun. I'm talking forever, but it's fine. Okay, the next one is Elena Armas. I honestly think Elena Armas definitely gets some chit-chat, some chitter-chatter. I don't know. She gets some hype here and there, especially when her new book released. Oh, it's over there. Her new book released, I feel like that gave her a little, like, more YouTubers I saw were talking about it. I feel like it, because she didn't get that much hype before that, though, because I feel like people were 50-50 with this. Like, you either loved one, hated the other, whatever, hated one, whatever. I loved these both, and I think that these both deserve so much more hype because these are incredible. Like, I feel like, and maybe it's because Elena Armas doesn't have that many books, but I feel like Elena Armas is definitely, like, on the tier with Abby Jimenez, Ali Hazelwood, even Emily Henry. Like, I don't even like Emily Henry like that, but I feel like the hype Emily Henry gets, I feel like Elena Armas deserves, because these books are incredible. They're fun, they're cute, they're unique, they're a little bit Spanish. It's just so much fun, and so you get some culture to them. It's just not your plain Jane romance, and I think that that's why I love them so much. There's just so much to them. They're so unique, they're so fun. Like, you just cheese the whole time. You're like kicking, screaming, dying on the floor. I love it. And I know the people like don't love the Spanish love deception. I don't know why. I love it, but I do love the American Women Experiment more, but I still think, like, Elena Armas deserves so much more hype. Like, she deserves to be Queen Bee. Okay, real quick, I have 2 series. One you could see is missing, so I was trying to cover it, but I was, whatever. Anyway, which is Miss Caraval. Honey, I love this series so much. Now, you might be thinking, Marissa, like, this get hype. Like, what are you talking about? No, they don't, okay? Let me tell you. Let me tell you why. Because everyone I talk about, like, I hear on YouTube talk about these books, I'm thinking, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm thinking Sarah Crowley, Destiny, what is her name? Haley Pham, like all these YouTubers that I watch, and even just like smaller YouTubers too, they always talk about the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. They're looking forward to the next book, looking over the, oh, they haven't read Caraval, or like they never bring up how good Caraval is, and I'm like, dude, someone needs to shout it from the rooftops. These deserve just as much hype, if not more, than the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, because right now, the third book isn't even out yet. So right now, in my Once Upon a Broken Heart journey, I'm not as fulfilled, obviously, as I am with this series. So I'm like, they're just so good. I mean, as a whole, like all 6 books together, this and the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, I'm sure once the third one comes out, it's gonna be incredible, because even just the first 5, like the 5 books are, oh my, I'm in love. Like, I love Stephanie Garber. She really like raised her status in my collection. But I just feel like nobody talks about how good these are. Caraval, the first one, I think I gave 4.5, 4 stars. I love this book so much, but it's definitely like world building. Like, it takes a little bit to kind of not get the grasp, because it feels like Caraval, the idea of Caraval is that, you know, nothing is what it seems, basically. Like, what does it say? Remember, it's only a game. That's what the like saying is, because like it might feel real, but it's only a game, like different things like that. And so you have to build this carnival, basically, this carnival, and you have to create this like worlds within a world, because Caraval is different than the world, and so it's just a lot of information, and that's why I feel like sometimes it dragged on. But like, honestly, it was so good. Now you get to the next 2 and I'm like mind blown. I would listen to them again, and I'm gonna probably listen to them again. I did listen to these on Audible, because Audible, I don't want to say that. I don't know why I always messed it up, but because the third person books throw me off, but like listening to them was so perfect, because it feels like someone's telling you the story, you're in it. I'm like, yes, 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 I'm eating it up. Anyway, I would totally listen to them again, but these books are so good. They're young, I think I said they're YA. I believe they're YA. I don't know how old these freaking characters are, but they're closed door, so whatever. But it was like magical. You're like, oh my gosh, I love this world. I love what she created with these books. I love just the feel of them. You just feel like you're there with them. And I'm like, please, people, talk about these, because this is where Jax originated. So you get your Jax fix, and I love it. But also, I love like all the characters. I love Jax, I love Legend, I love Julian, I love Scarlet, I love Donatella, and I do feel like in the first Once Upon a Broken Heart, I was like, I miss Donatella. I miss her. I'm like, I want you guys to be friends. And then the second Once Upon a Broken Heart book, I do love. It was really, really good. And I'm like, really, that's what I think Stephanie Garber is where she's at, because both of the first books in this series, Caraval and Once Upon a Broken Heart, were like 4 stars for me. But then the second books were both 5 stars for me. So I'm going to hope that both third books are 5 stars for me, because this one is a 5 star for me. I'm hoping the third one is going to be a 5 star. I feel like it will be, but I just feel like these deserve more hype. You know, that's all I'm trying to say, is that I really think, I know people say like, you don't really have to read these before you read Once Upon a Broken Heart, but they say like, if you want to read them all, like this is going to be, it's going to spoil this for you, which it does. It will. If you want to go back and read Caraval and you read Once Upon a Broken Heart, some of it's spoiled, but like, there's enough that you could still read them. But I think people need to be saying, read Caraval, then read Once Upon a Broken Heart. Like, don't give me the stipulation of, you don't have to kind of, no, read it because it's so good. They're all so good together as one big giant world. It is incredible. And Stephanie Garber, I will buy anything you put out. Please give me some more books. I need this. Need this life. So good. So good. And this is, if I wasn't any author, I would want to be known, I would want to be like Stephanie Garber, creating this like fun thing that's new, that's you've never seen before, that you want to see in like a movie, but also that is like very young, very just joyful and very happy, very like, there are some moments of like, you know, heartfelt moments, there are plenty of those, but you're in it, like the books that take you to a new world that you want to be in. Because I feel like there are some books that take you to a new world, but like if you're not the main character, forget it, like I don't want to be there. But like this, even if I wasn't the main character, like I want to live with these people, like I want to meet these characters. I don't want to be the main character, I want to meet you. Like those are the good, that's what I would want to be, like kind of like Stephanie Garber. Okay, last but not least, and who am I kidding, we're probably going to talk for another 30 minutes just about these books, but this is Miss Katharina Mara. Again, my one friend, she had sent me The Temporary Wife, which is actually the second book in the Interconnected Standalone. All 6 of them. This is a Windors series. There's 6 brothers, I think 1 sister, and they all get a book. I'm like, ew. So delicious. So basically they're all like billionaires, billionaire romance. All of them are billionaires, whatever. They got money. The Windors is their name. They're like a thing. They own like everything. It's really cool. But they all have to get in arranged marriages. But like the thing that's the consistent between all of the books is that they have to be an arranged marriage, but the grandmother says like the rules. So it's like the only way you get your inheritance if you're married, you get an arranged marriage, you're married to the person for at least 3 years, you have to sleep in the same bed every night, and you can't spend more than 2 days or 3 days apart, like at a time. I'm like, oh my gosh. So it just, that premise just makes for a good book already. And I'm like, I don't know why not everyone's talking about these. Like, why are we talking about the Twisted series and Ever After, Never After, whatever it's called? These are so much better than all of these books. Even the Dreamland Billionaires, I love that series, but this is so much better. So good. It's similar vibes because billionaire romance, but like it's just better. It's just better. And I love them all. All the brothers are just so much fun. And right now there are 4 books out. The other one's up there. I haven't finished it yet when I'm filming this. It's taking me really long, but they're just so good. So much fun. I think you can get these on Kindle Unlimited. So get them and talk about them. This one's not a part of the series, but this main character actually gets mentioned a lot in the Windor series, and so I was like, I need to look this up. Like, does he have his own story? And sure enough, he did. And this is my favorite book. Okay, I was gonna say of all time. Not of all time, but I love this book so much. This is also Amnesia Romance, but the way she wrote this, I love it so much. She's a genius. So she writes the first part. This is Amnesia Romance, childhood lovers, childhood friends to lovers to brothers, boyfriend, brother's girlfriend. It's brother's ex. I don't know. It's chaos. So many tropes, but she writes like the story in 2 parts. So the first part is when they're younger, you kind of hear all their background, you watch them grow up. It's actually really cool. And then it's page break part 2, and boom, you're here, and chaos. But I love it so much. Silas is also, he basically like creates his own company, so he's also like a bajillionaire, and he flaunts it, man. I love it so much. I think there are so many cute things to this book. If you guys saw my iPad, I don't have it with me, but my iPad, I have like a bunch of stickers from this book because there's just so many good moments. It's so cute. He calls her Ray for like my son Ray, and like it was just like so cute, and everything about it is so good. Her name's Alana, and this is Silas. When her boyfriend breaks her heart, Alana goes after his older brother in a quest for revenge. It would have been simple if he wasn't also her new boss. As they work together, it soon becomes clear Silas knows more about her than he should. He knows about the past she's forgotten and the memories that evade her. But some secrets are better left buried. Enough said. Drop the mic. So good. Needs more hype. Please, Catherine Amara is the best. Love her so much. She needs more hype. Anyway, guys, I know this video is a longer one, but I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what authors, books you think deserve more hype. Let me know, because I love reading books that, I love reading recommendations for sure. I love reading, it's hard, let me slow down. It's hard reading books that people are so famous all the time because they're so hit or miss. Like, some people will say yes, this is so good, and half the people will say yes and half the people will say no, and it's so hard to get a good gauge. And then you, even no matter what you do, you have an expectation. So I feel like books that are like, you know, like these that have some smaller hype and like, you know, not very many people are talking about them, I love reading those, because then I'm like, yes, I need to talk about it then, so you guys all know that it's a good book or a good author. I just feel like there are so many books, so many authors. I don't even have a dent in the amount of books and authors there are in the world. But I just feel like there are just these ones that like deserve so much more. Even Marissa Broadbent. I feel like I hear about the Crowns and Nyaxia series a lot because I feel like everyone always talks about this series and ACOTAR, and then Once Upon a Broken Heart, like, all together. I feel like those are the ones that talk about the most. But I even feel like Marissa Broadbent just is incredible, deserves more hype. I think these are some of these are indie authors, whatever it is. But anyway, let me know what other authors or books that you think deserve more hype. Let me know, because maybe I'll do a video about books I've never heard anyone talk about. It could be fun. Anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed it. That was the wrong outro. I don't even know what I usually say. Bye, nerds!